want to just say the physical nature of moving energy, right? So when you're sitting in a chair all day, as therapists do, right, you're taking in all this energetic information, and then it's really common for it to get lodged in our healing chakras, second, third, fourth. Sometimes fifth, we're not telling our truth also to our clients, right? And they're not telling their truth, so it can get clogged up there. Anyways, sixth as well. So I want to just say that moving your body is also one way to move energy. I don't want to say the body's not part of an energetic practice. It is, right? Yoga is all about physical postures to move the energy through the channels. Sex is a way of moving energy. Going for a walk is a way of moving energy. Talking is a way of moving energy. So all of that is good. So if you're with clients and you're feeling yourself getting gunked up, doing some breath work, moving. I know you're a very somatic person, so I know that you are well aware of this. And I think what I'm just saying is, in addition to all of that, using your psychic tools to clear out energy that's not yours, right? And so one distinction I want to make between those two practices, one was just where you went inward to your center of your own head, your control panel, and you said, this is the edge of my aura, this is the edge of their aura, I'm going to bring mine in a little bit, and you can do some regulation of your space. That first practice, you're saying to yourself, I have all the controls. I can be a spirit in a body, and I can control how I run my own energy, right? Self-contained. The second practice is you bringing in the divine source, capital H healer, whatever you want to call it, higher power. And you're using this cosmic energy, taking it down to the earth, grounded earth energy, and the two together, you're using that to fill up your space and protect you. I actually feel like both are useful. The tube visualization is about the simplest one that I've been taught, and that's why I'm teaching it here. There's way more complicated, specific ones that we'll save for another day. So I want to just say, you don't need to think about your dog and then think about people who love you and then think about source who loves you in order to fill yourself up with that love. That's a very effortful way of doing it, a lot of effort, which is a third chakra kind of push energy. You can also just do it as simply as seeing the white light come to the top of your head, enter your body, go down to the earth, come back up. Do you know what I mean? So there's a way of doing it, I think, that's just simply seeing it. And then there's a way of connecting with the feeling and the energy. And it's a little bit more of an embodied experience. Both are good, none are wrong, but we just have different skills and ability as spirits in a body. Seems like that makes sense to you, that distinction?
It does. And I feel like that one where I'm doing it more through my emotions and my feeling, not just seeing it in there. I can see it pretty quickly, but I almost always start, it seems from this, it was very helpful to actually think of someone that I love, and then it just expanded from there, and it got expanded really quick.
Yes.
So.
And for some of us, we might need to focus more on the thinking of somebody we love, calling that into our mind more to get that sense of that feeling. You've been on a spiritual path for many, many years, and so it's quicker for you. So yeah. I do want to acknowledge that for some people, really thinking about a dog or a cat or really that unconditional love or wherever you find that from will be a very helpful pathway.
Great.
Are there any questions that are coming up or any next steps for you?
No, it's interesting how I feel like I do some of this with my clients already. And I guess I'm sort of talking to them about it in this way a little bit, as I'm sort of hearing you talk to me. But I'm not very intentionally doing it for myself. It's super interesting. In terms of my office, which I've already said this. I already said this earlier, right? So the biggest thing that I feel like I'm coming away with is recognizing I do have ways of working with my energy that helps me feel more grounded. But I haven't brought a very intentional practice of containing my energy when I'm in my clinical space. I just see it as I'm on autopilot a lot when I step into that space. And I'm it feels very task-oriented. It doesn't feel very intentional. I'm really aware of this, and I'm wondering, what will it look like? How will it shift? How will my relationship to being able to contain my energy in a way that doesn't tax me so much? Because that's what I feel like is happening, is I'm feeling very taxed. At the end of my day, I'm just zapped.
I mean, tax is a good word. It's like they're taking something from you with them. First of all, I love the way that you're going back to like the space in your room and how you own your space inside of that physical space. Because I don't know if you've ever had the experience of walking into a therapist's office or a healer's office and it feels like you're walking inside of them. They take up so much space in the room that it feels, for me as a energetically sensitive person, it feels kind of icky. Oh, I'm like literally walking into their psyche right now.
Interesting.
Because they are so owning the space around them. The second one is where the healers, their body is present, but they are not present, right? They're not even energetically in the room because their energy is with their kids or it's outside with their tasks that they need to do. They're not even present in the room. So that's kind of the other thing where their body
that
is
I'm
here.
totally familiar with.
Okay, yeah, but you're like, hello, are you home? And then the other thing that I have experienced as a client, and this happened for me when I was going through my clairvoyant training program, is that I would go into the therapist's office and I could just feel all the other clients that had left their stuff behind. And so the first thing I would do is I would own the space for myself. I would kind of take over the room as like, I'm a sovereign being here, and I'm not going to let other people's energy be in my space or senior to my space. I am going to own this space for myself. So I would clean out the room. I would put a rose in the center of that room, a golden rose. I would connect it. All 4 points of the room on the floor, the 4 points in the ceiling. I would ground that rose to the center of the planet. I'm doing this all in my mind's eye. And I would ground all that other people's energy out of the space and just clean it up before I start engaging it. And then when you get practice at owning the room, it goes fast, right? And so I own the room in doctor's offices. Anywhere I go, I'm owning the room. And it's just a way of me cleaning out other people's information and a way for me to like, you know, give myself permission to take up space here.
Oh my God, I'm having a huge awareness right now because, so I love that. I'm so glad you shared that. I work off site, so other people have access to the space, but another day I'm off site and one person will often use that space. But I've been noticing, like when I come into my office, and I've just been chalking it up to being territorial, where I get in there and certain things aren't how I want them. They aren't how I left them, and I have this initial irritation. But sometimes that doesn't happen, but there's something still off. Like I feel icky. I feel icky. And so I've been using citrus. Olfactory scents and smells are really big, and I have some of my own personal roll on essential oil types of things, but I also bought this room spray that's fresh citrus, and so it smells like lemons and oranges. Oh my God, it's amazing. And I have been like really leaning on it a lot lately.
Yes.
So but I feel like this is great because now I have an extra layer of how to clean it of the energy as well.
Absolutely. Okay, that is all a reaction to the energy in the space. Wow. And you're using physical strategies, which are great, right? Like, so smell, fresh air, rearranging things, cleaning things.
Yes.
That is all a way of owning the space for yourself. And then in addition to all of that, you can plant a golden rose in the center of the room, connect it to all 8 corners of the room with cords of thread and ground it to the center of the planet, and that will release other people's energy as well. Smudging, what is smudging? Smudging is cleansing the space. You probably can't do smudging because you can't burn things.
And everybody talks about that. So I love this. I'm going to come up. Maybe it is going to just be a golden rose, but
You'll come up with your thing.